Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting right into something pretty complex. The connection between immigration arrests in California and, well, the whole idea of probable cause. We're using a recent CNN article, California Immigration Arrests and Probable Cause, as our jumping off point, our goal, to really unpack what probable cause actually means here in this specific situation and highlight what you need to know.
Yeah, and it's so important because, probable cause sounds straightforward, but how it gets applied, that can be incredibly nuanced, especially with immigration law. It's this kind of mix of civil stuff and criminal stuff.
How so? Can you give an example?
Sure, like overstaying your visa. That's usually a civil matter.
Sure.
But if someone's been deported before and comes back illegally, well, that can be a federal crime. And the CNN article really gets into how that mix can sort of muddy the waters when officers are trying to establish probable cause for an arrest.
Okay, muddy the waters.
Yeah, because the standard might seem different, or the basis for the stop might be complicated. Understanding why this distinction matters, it's not just academic. It affects real people, their rights.
Right, that mix of civil and criminal. It's fascinating. We generally think of probable cause for any arrest as needing like a reasonable belief based on actual facts, right? Not just a gut feeling. But what this CNN article seems to really question is how often those supposedly objective facts might actually slide into profiling, especially with immigration stops in a state as diverse as California. So, what does the article say about the common problems, the sticky points?
Well, a big one it points out is just how tough it is for enforcement to prove someone's unauthorized presence,
Yeah.
an immigration violation, without falling back on profiling. It talks about recent court cases where it looked like California law enforcement might have been relying on how someone looked or the language they spoke, maybe their ethnicity,
Hmm.
rather than hard evidence. The article is pretty clear.
hmm
Just looking like you might be undocumented. That's nowhere near probable cause.
Okay, so if appearance isn't it, what does the article say counts? Or maybe doesn't count? What are the courts seeing as, solid grounds for these kinds of arrests?
Well, the article mentions things like, okay, if someone directly admits they don't have authorization, or if there's like a verified deportation order in a federal database that usually holds up, but it gets much fuzzier, much more contested when it's based on indirect stuff, circumstantial evidence.
Like what, for example?
The article looks at cases where maybe probable cause was argued based on someone's travel patterns, or just because they were in an area known to have a large immigrant community. Courts are pushing back on that more and more. And the CNN piece specifically highlights this tension with California's own sanctuary policies, too, and how state and federal agencies cooperate or don't. That adds another layer of complexity to what evidence is even allowed.
Right, right. And that's where it gets really complicated on the ground, isn't it? It sounds like the article suggests this isn't just about dusty law books, but about real life situations. Does the CNN piece give any like specific stories or talk about how communities are affected by all this?
No, absolutely. It does. There was one story in there that really stood out. Someone pulled over in a routine traffic stop, and then it turned into an immigration arrest. But the probable cause for that part was later challenged hard in court. And guess what? The court found it wasn't sufficient.
Wow.
Yeah. And stories like that, they really make this legal idea feel concrete. It shows the real human impact when that line between a reasonable belief and just, well, detaining someone gets blurry. It just hammers home how vital it is for officers to show objective, verifiable facts, not just suspicion.
So, okay, let's try and wrap this up. What's the big takeaway here? This deep dive, looking through the lens of the CNN article, really shows that probable cause isn't static, is it? It's this living, breathing part of the legal system, especially in these California immigration cases. It's not just jargon, it's a core safeguard impacting so many lives.
Exactly. And thinking bigger, beyond just this specific context, it really makes you think about how these fundamental legal ideas are always being interpreted, always being fought over and applied in the real world, particularly in tough areas like immigration law. You have to wonder, how do these ongoing arguments and decisions by courts, by agencies, keep shaping our society, shaping individual lives? It's definitely something to keep thinking about.